You already know the image. Pointy hat, black cat, flying through the night sky on a broomstick. You've seen it 1,000 times. Halloween decorations, children's books, films. It's one of the most recognizable images in the entire world. Here's what nobody told you. The flying was real, and the broomstick wasn't what you think it was. Let's start at the beginning. Medieval England and Europe had a genuine terror of witches. Women believed to be making deals with the devil, cursing livestock, poisoning harvests, meeting in secret at night to worship at satanic gatherings called Sabbaths. The question authorities kept asking was, how did they get there? These Sabbaths were supposed to happen miles away, in the middle of the night, in remote locations. How was an ordinary peasant woman travelling that far in the dark without anyone seeing her leave? The answer they landed on was flight. Witches flew. On broomsticks. Now here's where it gets genuinely interesting, because some of these women actually confess to it. Under torture, yes, but some of them describe the experience in such specific, consistent detail that researchers started taking it seriously. A woman named Antoine Rose confessed in 1477 that the devil gave her a stick 18 inches long and a pot of ointment. She rubbed the ointment on the stick, placed it between her legs and said the words, and then she flew. In 1324, investigators searching the home of Lady Alice Kyteler, a wealthy Irish noblewoman accused of witchcraft, found exactly this, a pipe of ointment and a greased wooden staff. Her maid Petronilla confessed under torture that she and Alice had rubbed ointment onto a wooden beam and used it to fly. Alice fled, probably to England. She was never caught. Petronilla wasn't so lucky. She was flogged and burned at the stake on the 3rd of November 1324. She became the first person executed for witchcraft in Ireland. So what was actually in this ointment? Because this is the bit that changes the whole story. Belladonna, henbane, mandrake, hemlock, all plants that grow naturally across England and Europe, all containing compounds, atropine, scopolamine, hyoscyamine, that when absorbed through the skin produce genuine, vivid, terrifying hallucinations. Not vague, fuzzy feelings, actual hallucinations of flying, of moving at impossible speed through the night sky, of attending gatherings with other people, of meeting figures in the dark. Modern pharmacological research has confirmed this. A German writer named Gustav Schenk documented his own experience with henbane in 1966. He wrote, "I experienced an intoxicating sensation of flying. I soared where my hallucinations were swirling along." That's a 20th century man with access to modern science describing exactly what medieval women confessed to under oath in the 14th century. Now here's the part about the broomstick that nobody puts in the children's books. The ointment was toxic, dangerously so. Swallowing it would have killed you before the hallucination even started. The only way to get enough of the active compound into your bloodstream without dying immediately was to absorb it through skin, specifically the most sensitive, most absorptive areas of the body. The broomstick wasn't transport, it was the applicator. Witches rubbed ointment onto the handle and used it to apply the drug to areas of their body where it would absorb fastest. The sensation of flying that followed felt completely real as any memory they had. Real enough that when they stood in court and confessed to attending Sabbaths and flying through the night sky, they were telling the truth as they had experienced it.
England believed them, and England killed them for it.
Between the mid-15th century and mid-18th century, somewhere between 40,000 and 60,000 people were executed for witchcraft across Europe. The vast majority were women. They were hanged, burned, drowned. England's last witchcraft execution was in 1716. Jane Wenham was convicted of witchcraft in 1712, the last person in England to receive that conviction, though her death sentence was eventually commuted. The Witchcraft Act wasn't repealed in England until 1736. So here's what actually happened. Ordinary women living in medieval England used plants that grew in their own fields and gardens to experience something that felt like flying. Something that felt like transcendence. Something that, for a few hours, in the middle of a brutal, short, exhausting medieval life, felt genuinely extraordinary. The church called it witchcraft, called it the devil's work. hunted them for it, tortured them for it, burned them for it. The plants were real. The hallucinations were real. The flying felt completely real. The only thing that wasn't real was the crime.